It's fair to say that we here at EV Powered are big fans of the current Kia electric car lineup. You've got the Niro, which is a sensible size with decent range and a reasonable price. There's the EV6, which is possibly the best all-round electric car on the market right now. And there's the EV9, which is a hugely impressive take on a 7-seat electric car. But it is huge. So what if you want some of that cutting-edge design and technology of the EV9, but in something that'll fit into a supermarket car parking space? Well, how about this? This is the Kia EV3. It's a B-segment SUV, and it's the first in a whole raft of new electric models coming from the Korean brand in the next couple of years. Next year, we'll see the EV4 Saloon and the EV5 SUV that will fit predictably between the EV3 and the EV6. After that, we've got the EV2, which is a more compact, city-focused car. But never mind those. For now, we're here in Germany to get a sneak peek of the EV3, so let's take a look around. As I said, there is a lot of the EV9 about the design of the EV3. For a start, we've got this very upright front end here, and you've got the modern, smoothed off take of the Kia Tiger Nose grille. Just like the EV9, we have the vertical headlights pushed right out to the corner of the vehicle, with the star map running lights coming up and into the wings, just like in the EV9. The overall look is chunky and broad, but without being too aggressive. So at the back, we've got a similar star map lighting design coming down and across this tailgate that bulges out from this gloss black finish that's only on the GT line car, be a simpler finish on the lower spec ones. And then this tailgate glass disappears under this sloping roof. The roof definitely has a bit of a slope, but it's not as swoopy as the EV6 is. But there's clearly a little bit more dynamism than in the very boxy EV9. But still, there is a distinct Minecraft vibe to the whole thing. Everywhere you look, there are little creases and sharp edges, whether it's on the swage line here, this graphical on the doors, or on these boxy plastic wheel arches here. It all gives the car a fairly chunky overall look. It's even in the wheels, where we've got this wild geometric design that gives them an almost octagonal look from a bit of a distance. So for all it shares an awful lot of design cues with the EV9, the EV3 is substantially smaller. I'm 6'5" and the EV9 is almost the same height as me. The EV3 is clearly quite a bit smaller. It is a compact SUV, B-segment SUV, and it's designed to compete with the likes of the Volvo EX30, the Smart Hashtag 1, and Kia is also targeting buyers of the Cupra Born and the Volkswagen ID.3. It's 4.3 metres long, about 1.8 metres wide, which puts it on a par with the Peugeot E2008. It's a little bit bigger than the Jeep Avenger, which is another potential opponent, and it's about 12 centimetres shorter than Kia's own Niro. It's also got a particularly long wheelbase, same wheelbase as a Kia Sportage, which is pretty much 2 segments above it, and a very short front overhang. And Kia says this is partly to give it more passenger space inside, and it's partly to accommodate the frankly massive battery. But we'll get onto that later. For now, let's take a look inside. So Kia's big watchword for the EV3 was space. For all it's a B-segment SUV, it wants it to be a spacious, practical first car for a family. So it's the widest car in its class, and certainly in the front, there's loads and loads of room. I can sit comfortably, nice wide centre console here, and plenty of space for a passenger beside me. So in the back, one of the strengths of the previous Kia Soul, which the EV3 is going to replace, was its space. And actually Kia's done a really good job in here too. As I mentioned, I am freakishly tall, and behind an average sized driver, I've got a bit of knee room to spare. Headroom's a little tight, but unless you're abnormal like me, it's probably not going to be an issue. Kia says you'll fit 5 in here. I wouldn't want to be the person in the middle seat personally, but the bench is nice and flat, and there's actually a decent amount of space. So as a practical family car, it certainly seems to fit the bill. So on the technology front, the EV3 has borrowed straight from the EV9 with this single piece display setup. You have 2 12.3-inch displays, your driver instruments here, and your infotainment with all the latest Kia operating system, connected services, so on there. Between them, just like the EV9, we've got this little 5-inch screen here that controls all your climate things, but thankfully, Kia have seen sense, and they've kept proper physical buttons for adjusting your temperatures. Above them, we've got a haptic band of buttons controlling the main functions of the touchscreen. As we've come to expect, there's wireless phone charging in the front, along with a couple of USB ports and a 12-volt power socket. There are also USB ports built into the rear of the front seats to allow passengers behind to charge their devices. The EV3's interior designers wanted the space to feel like a living room, so the interior finish is apparently inspired by the natural elements of air, earth and water, and customers can choose from various colours, including subtle grey, warm grey and blue, but the Onyx Black is reserved exclusively for GT line trim. This GT line version gets heated seats and a heated steering wheel, plus a sunroof. Now, we've got used to huge panoramic roofs in modern cars, so the EV3 feels comically small, and they look like a throwback to the 1990s when sunroofs were a luxury item. So one of the little features that Kia is very proud of in the EV3 is this centre console, which, like the EV6 and the EV9, massive, loads of storage there, nothing under there. The trick is though that this slides out to apparently form a helpful table. So if you sit and you want to use your laptop, have your lunch off it, then it's there. I'm not totally sold. Feels a little bit slippy slidey, and frankly, if you're using your laptop here, you're going to get a hell of a crick in your neck. In keeping with Kia's sustainability claims, a lot of the materials around the car are actually recycled. So this fabric dash top, for example, or your floor mats are made from recycled plastic bottles. Our slide-out centre console, our door tops, door cards made from recycled plastic as well. And there's even eco-friendly paint splashed around the cabin here and there. Outside, the wheel arches, the bumpers, door trims are all also made from recycled automotive waste plastic. With the GT line, as well as your two-tone seats, you also get your two-tone steering wheel, which is the usual multifunction affair with buttons for everything, and with the drive selector tucked up here to give you more space on the centre console. At the back, there's 460 litres of boot space that can be extended to 1,250 with the rear seats folded down. The boot features a two-level floor design that uses a simple movable board, and that creates a virtually flat load space when the rear seats are folded. Plus, there's another handy 25 litres in the front, which is the ideal place to keep your charging cables. On the subject of charging, the EV3 has vehicle-to-load ability, so you can run your laptop off the car's battery while you're parked. Or you could take Kia's advice and power your coffee maker or your hairdryer from it. The EV3 also features vehicle-to-home technology, so you can run your domestic setup off the battery, and vehicle-to-grid. But both of those rely on you having the right home charging hardware. Talking of the battery, let's take a look at the EV3's tech specs. Basically, it's nice and simple. There are two trims, one choice of motor and two choices of battery. All versions of the EV3 come with a 201 brake horsepower motor driving the front wheels. There's no double motor option, there's no all-wheel drive. That might come with EV3 GT, but we'll have to wait and see. Your choices come down to the size of battery. Standard range cars, which come purely in base trim, are available with a 58.3 kWh battery, while the extended range car comes with a massive 81.4 kWh battery. In the standard range car, that should do 255 miles on a charge. Kia says that the long range car will do 348 miles, which is class leading. It's also better than an awful lot of cars in the class above. Kia says that's enough to get you from where I'm standing in Frankfurt to Paris with a single charge, or from London to Edinburgh on a single charge. And it reckons you'll get there 40 minutes quicker than in any of the EV3's nearest rivals, thanks to that large battery. Kia's designers talk about the EV3 styling being both emotional and rational as part of its opposites united design philosophy. That means blending its robust shape and intricate elements, such as the lower bumpers, with simpler, smooth spaces along the doors across the tailgate. The smooth sidelines are enhanced by front pop-out door handles and flush-fit rear handles that are hidden in the plastic cladding of the C-pillar. To help with aerodynamics and efficiency, the EV3 has a subtle boat tail shape that narrows the body as it runs from front to back. It also features a 3D undertray that covers 80% of the car's underside, and active air flaps that open and close depending on the car's speed and cooling needs. The EV3 will come in 9 body colours, including shale grey, this interesting aventurine green, frost blue and terracotta, all of which have been created exclusively for this model. We'll find out more about exact specifications and technology later in the year when we get closer to the launch date, but all the models that Kia's name-checked are around the 30,000 to 35,000 price mark, so we'd expect the EV3 to start around about there and probably edge up towards 40 for the higher spec GT line model like this one. We'll find out more closer to the time, and as soon as we've got our hands on one, we'll let you know all about it in a full review. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.